Is Marie?
Yeah, I'm here.
Alright,
I'm virtually here.
let's do this.
Alright, wait for Joe to tell us it's actually working.
I will tell ya.
We gotta wait 30 seconds after Joe. What I say it? I forgot your name.
Tell me when you've hit it.
When I hit record? Or
Yeah.
Stream.
Stream.
I've hit it now.
Stand by for 30 seconds. There's a beholder!
Said it's a
I
beholder.
see. I see it.
Oh, he sees it! Are we live?
See it.
Are you hearing me 30 seconds in the past or future?
I'm seeing you 30 seconds in the past.
Whoa, this is wild. So let's start. Let's just start then.
Okay.
Oh, let's play some Dungeons and
Start
Dragons
off,
then.
DM.
Okay.
All right, well, welcome back to another session of the Gilded Dice, where we tackle with more technical problems than it's worth. Lucius, as you can tell, is not here today. He is off in a warmer part of the continents. The warmer part of the continents, and he's also our streamer for Twitch. So we've spent a lot of time trying to get this working. And so some of the cams don't work, some of them do. We're gonna have to live with that. So last session, you guys continued scouring the Temple of Amon, the Eye of the All-Father, which is situated in the spine of the worlds. You nearly escaped being crushed by a giant boulder when you got trapped in a hallway. But due to a quick thinking of a polymorph spell and stone shape, you guys got away unscathed and found some pretty good magical items. You continued to look around the temple and headed south into what appeared to be a feast hall, where you located the old weapon that belonged to Thrym, the statue of the frost giant deity. But there you fought a Remrahaz, a ice-cold lizard that consumed Wolverine and nearly killed him. And did you guys have a short rest after that, or is Wolverine still dead? Or dying?
Oh, let me check my stats. Oh no, it changed again. I hate this stupid thing.
Last session, Wolverine was consumed by this Remrahaz and gracefully let out once Torque.
No, we didn't rest.
Oh,
we didn't. No.
So Wolverine is as close to death as he's ever been.
Oh shit.
Great. It's never been. I've always looked forward to taking out Wolverine. Goliaths, am I
You
right?
almost
Anyways,
killed me and I wasn't even playing myself.
that wasn't even my final form. So you guys continued to the center, where unsure of how to pass through the portal to see the Oracle, Cortion tried to converse with Anam, the Allfather, who was your guy then given a clue and learned that you had to have a giant take the weapon of the corresponding deity of that giant type and touch it to the rune around the portal of the corresponding deity type word. A lot of shit going on there. Which point you pass through into a room which contains 6 statues of giants, each of the different type, carrying lanterns in this location off-site somewhere. There you found a giant's corpse in the center, where you learned the spirit, Aegon, the cloud giant, was betrayed by another cloud giant who brought him there. They had, under his impression, sought the Oracle's wisdom on how to elevate the cloud giants higher in the ordning, but he was basically murdered. And that's kind of where we left off.
I have no space to put my my character sheet.
Doesn't matter, man.
Hung over it.
Forgot about that.
This is why Lucius uses 2 computers.
2 computers?
Yeah, he streams on one, man, and then plays on the
wow.
other. That's the only way to go.
Wow,
All right,
wow, wow.
so you guys were there in the center of the room, and you were looking to see. As you stand in the middle of the room, there's a large rune on the ground that said in the giant language, "King," and in Dwarven text it says, "Ask your questions and know the truth." You stood there contemplating what the question would be that you're going to ask this oracle.
Is that her?
There's no one there. It's just just you guys in the center of this room.
But
Or the
you
one.
didn't just say to ask her questions?
Ask your question and know the truth.
Oh.
Did anyone write down the question last session?
Or shall
Yeah,
we-
The DM better wrote it down.
Well, I remember,
I've got it.
but
I got
you
it.
look to Harshnaag to ask the question in Giant. And what do you have, Mask?
So we had talked about it, and we want him to ask the question: why did the ordning break? Right? Isn't we all agree?
Oh,
I
I,
just wanna make
honestly
sure.
forget. I can't remember.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, that's what I wrote down.
All right. Harshnaag nods, takes a deep breath, and yells in Giant the question: why did the ordering break? You guys wait for a few moments, expecting some sort of divine intervention or answer from above. But nothing seems to happen.
Shoot.
Harshnaag looks at you, Cortion, and says, "We brought the cleric for a reason. A holy man. We'll need his help to commune."
Now you need me. Not in front of the big old statue. I gotcha, big guy. I didn't say any of that, but
You're
I'm gonna take his cue, and I nod to him, and I will get into the center of the rune, or the dwarven script.
Mhm.
Where am I? Oh, I'm pretty much already there. And I'll kneel down, put my cloak underneath my knees, and lay my gear out in front of me, and I know that Harshnaag's not going to help me out here because he's not really a holy guy, so I'm not going to try him again.
And that's what you kind of feel why he can't seem to commune with the Oracle. He doesn't have that ability to really project his religiousness out there.
He ain't got that spirit in him,
Exactly.
that holy spirit. I'm gonna kneel down, and I'm gonna kind of under my breath just ask the question of maybe what is the right question. And then give me 2 seconds. I got something in the oven. 2 seconds. Sorry.
All right. You contemplate that, and we just sit here in silence as we contemplate the question. What is the proper question? Unless you're muted. If you've been Waterbait, if you've been talking this whole time.
Can I minimize the screen and it'll still pick up on OBS? Since
I don't know.
source is... How do you go about minimizing? Is it alt space?
Alt Command D?
Alt Command D? Alt
Just Command D. Just
I
Command.
have Command. I'm not.
Windows D. I mean.
what you
Windows.
do is you press the power button for 5 seconds.
There we go. Oh, I got it. So, is someone watching the Twitch scene still up?
Let me see.
No, that was
Okay. Sorry.
Cortion.
Hi.
All right. We're back in business. This is tough. This is a tough night without.
That's
Lucian.
good.
We really need this guy. All right. Try this again.
Okay. Tell me when you're ready. Are we ready?
I'm ready.
I'm ready. I'm sorry, Calamity. I'm so sorry. Whoever else is in here.
All right, go. So, Harshnaag looks for your guidance.
I'm kneeling down. Got my gear out in front of me. I'm kneeling on my cloak, and I whisper under my breath, just loud enough for anybody close enough to hear. If it's not about the ordning, what is the question we should be asking? Hopefully that's the right question.
You get this feeling like that you guys are on the right track. You need to ask these questions, the important questions, the tough questions. But Harshnaag is the one that needs to ask it, obviously, as he is a giant, and this is a shrine of giants. But he,
Somebody, I think it's not working. I don't think it's working on Twitch.
What's that?
I don't think it's working. I think it's like frozen or something.
I can see stuff
No,
on
it's
Twitch, and I
working.
can see people moving.
Is it moving?
It's
Yep.
working for me on Twitch.
Are these moving pictures?
Someone answer in chat.
I mean, like I'm watching it
Oh, okay.
at the same time. I see Mike waving his hand.
Hey, that was 30 seconds ago. Wow.
Yep.
All right.
So yeah,
Let's go back to Let's go.
I let everybody know that that we were on the right track, but that we probably need Harshnaag to ask this question for us.
All right.
Harshnaag, would you do us the honor?
Harshnaag nods
Why did
and he says, "I've tried. Perhaps you can bestow upon me some sort of blessing. I am not a religious giant. It is difficult for me to commune with our god."
I'll teach him the way. I'll bring him into the fold of the holy people, and I wave to him to come over, and I'm gonna bless him.
Alright.
Got a little sprinkle of holy water, which apparently you need, and I do some, like, to him it's arcanery, and just like a little wave of my jar of holy water, sprinkle it on him.
It comes out as little ice pellets as it's over. It kind of clobbers him in the face. But whether it's a placebo or actually works, in his mind, Harshnaag feels a little more divine and a little more prepared to reach out. And he asks the question that you guys wanted to, and that is, why did the ordering break? And he shouts it out in Giants. At which point, you feel this cold wind blow through. It whistles through the cracks in the woodwork around you. It gets noticeably colder in here than the rest of the mountain that you've noticed so far. And a large, booming voice echoes within this chamber in the language of the giants. So those of you that don't speak giant don't quite understand what it's saying. But it comes forth with some strong authority and answers your question that you have posed. It says, 5 years ago, a great evil threatened this realm. A cult sought to bring forth Tiamat, the 5-headed chromatic dragon queen, into the land of Faerun. They almost succeeded. As Tiamat passed through the portal that connected your realm with the 9 hells, a band of small folk adventurers fought back. They gave their lives to defeat the cult and drive Tiamat back to her lair in hell. There's a small break in the winds, but it rushes again right through as the voice picks up. It is known that the dragons and giants are the oldest of enemies. They have fought since the dawn of this realm. It is because of these battles that the ancient giant empire of Astoria is no more, and the giant races are scattered. As history began to unfold and new races began to rise, the giants no longer ruled these lands alone. And so, the All-Father created the Ordning to ensure giants could live alongside these new races, or be held accountable for their actions. And so, as Tiamat peered her 5 heads through the portal, it was the small folk that stopped her and drove her back, along with her hordes of the Dragon Queen. It was the small folk that paid the price with their lives to protect everything in this land. And the giants did nothing. They watched from their fortresses, their strongholds, and their homes. They watched as the queen of their enemy taints Faerun with her vile desires. They watched as the small, weaker races worked together. Humans, elves, dwarves, and orcs. They watched and they did nothing. And since then have done nothing. They have become lazy, complacent, and undeserving. The All-Father has been disgraced. He is disappointed in his children, and he has turned his back on them. He will not help them. He will not interfere. He will not help them this time of dark need, and he will not listen to them until they have proven that they are worthy. At which point the wind subsides a bit, but you feel the wind kind of coalesce into a sharp point, like a narrow funnel coming from one part of the room. As it shoots forward, It spins around the hill giant statue, up the arm, and it whisks out the lantern that the hill giant is holding, leaving 5 lit lanterns.
Crazy. So it's I'm just saying this out of character. So did we know about Tiamat? Was that kind of like a common thing? Would people know about that?
I don't think we've ever like actively linked that event to this or discussed this in the game.
Was that the campaign before this one?
That was for
One
the
of
dragon,
them.
That was the Rise of the Dragon Queen stuff. Yeah, but in game, your characters may or may not have heard of it. It wasn't a well-known situation. It was more like there was a lot of Harper activity involved in it. Very underground, underdark stuff that not the majority of the public didn't know about. However, you guys do recognize sort of the story. You've heard it before. Recall that the band Phoenix Reborn performed a skit that talked about it during the ceremony of Golden Fields, where they
Those bastards!
I do remember that.
where they spoke of the story of Tiamat.
Hey Zaya, wasn't that the same story of that other band that was kind of playing? They were your rivals back when we were at that other
Whoa! Rivals? I mean, I definitely won that game.
Oh no, hands down you won that, but yeah, I mean, you guys weren't friends exactly.
No, I mean I remember vaguely something about dragons, but I mean it's not like I was actually like, watching them perform.
I didn't mean rivals like your equals or anything. Not you have Francis of all people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wolverine's a little afraid. He's like, "Whoa, I didn't mean anything."
But I mean, you guys were there to watch more than I was. You know, I wasn't really watching them actively. I didn't want them to disrupt my eyes and talent.
Harshnaag looks to you guys. He seems a little shaken, having just witnessed the voice of whatever it is that's speaking on behalf of the Allfather. He says, "Should we ask another?"
Oh, yes. Hold on. Let's take some time to think about this.
As
a
he
little
asks,
more.
he asks that question in the circle, you hear the voice say, "No," and another laugh. And just,
Well, what about my other question? I was asking how can we put the ordering back together?
Yeah. It has to be something about how will he not turn his back towards them and
Or-
show his face back to them type of thing.
Or what about how can the giants prove themselves to the Allfather?
Yes. That's
Maybe-
very good.
They'd have to go kill
Yeah.
the dragons or something.
Yeah, I wonder. So
Well,
so
It depends
the
what
Tiamat
Allfather
thing.
means by done nothing. Done nothing isn't
But
just
the
sat
old
around.
Jaw woman was so nice to us. You really want the giants to go and kill her?
the old jawlet woman.
Job-
Yeah, old
giant.
Jaw
Old
bone.
Gnawbone?
Nabo.
Oh yeah,
Who's that?
old Gnawbone.
Who's
Oh,
this
it's this
really-
random giant that we kind of went to her territory
Oh,
at some
it was a
point.
green dragon. She's a really old green
She
dragon.
was green.
ancient green dragon.
And yeah, ancient, and she was a little bit watching over her territory, and she kind of laughed at us and thought that we were stupid and boring to watch, although we were actually
She almost killed
very
us all.
interesting. She did. And then everyone got mad at me because I couldn't choose someone to kill.
Choose who to kill. Who are you gonna kill?
Well, I mean, she wanted me to pick a traitor and someone to get rid of in our party, and then I didn't want to name someone. I mean, obviously, like, I didn't want Rogadar to die because he's my friend, and then Wolverine was super scared, so I didn't want her to kill him or something. But, like, I didn't actually... So Lucius was really upset, and these other guys that are not here anymore, they were really
Lucius.
upset at me because I kind of told her she could do whatever she wanted, but really what I wanted was just for her not to, like...
Kill
I didn't
anybody.
want to choose someone.
Not to give you the choice.
Yeah.
Cortian takes stock of the number of people here and make sure he remembers everybody's face in case one of them disappears. Zaya's doing.
Lucius just shakes his head. He's kind of standing there, examining the.
I'm sorry, Lucius. It was a stressful event. I was trying to protect Wolverine from peeing his pants and Rogadar from
I wasn't.
being impulsive, and I don't know. It was everything happened so fast.
I was quite brave and handled myself very well. I was very eloquent in the situation.
Okay, you were so sweaty. You could have filled our pool.
Lucius just shakes his head and
We don't
says,
own-
That's not how I remember it.
let's not discuss this now. We have questions to ask. And he stands with his hands crossed.
I don't think the Allfather is going anywhere.
The longer
but
we wait, the
apparently the Allfather doesn't like to be to wait around either.
Harshnaag, ask him how we can restore the ordering.
Harshnaag looks at you, Cortion, for some
Wolverine.
he hears you, Wolverine nods, and looks at Cortion for some religious guidance as he goes into another question.
I ask him to kneel and we repeat the ritual.
Yeah, you kind of just do the thing. He's feeling a little more religious and asks the question that Wolverine posed. How do we fix the ordering? Once again, you feel the cold air rush into the room as it swirls around you and chilling you to the bones, despite the fact you're wearing layers upon layers. And Zaya looks like that snowball. And you hear the voice speak out again. A new evil threatens the giants. Sorry.
Ooh.
A new evil threatens the giants. But not only the giants, the small folk as well. This evil has already rooted itself in the courts of Maelstrom. It seeks to bring ruin to the giants in this vulnerable time and bring the small folk down with them. If you truly desire to bring an end to this chaos, then you must help drive this evil from within Maelstrom. As he's just clicking in the background, you hear him typing.
Sorry, that's me.
Just 1 second. Where was I? Yes.
From the Maelstrom?
Sorry,
Is that it?
yes. You must help drive out the evil within Maelstrom. And you guys recall
Wait,
that
wait,
Maelstrom...
wait. Does that mean bring him to Maelstrom?
Get him out of Maelstrom. Kill whatever is in
It
Maelstrom.
says, essentially, an evil has rooted itself. To end this chaos, you must help drive this evil. Like, drive it out of Maelstrom.
Isn't Maelstrom the home of the
As you
storm
ponder
giants?
this, you somewhere you've been, Zaya. As you ponder this, the voice continues and says, "But you cannot do it alone. You will need the help of the giants. But they are divided, driven by their own selfish desires to re-establish the ordering. They have no king to lead them and to unite them. Go to their strongholds and convince their lords to unite once again for Maelstrom. Persuade, humiliate, break them, and if all else fails, kill them.
No, but they're so
Oh my
nice. I
God.
was there.
But show them that they are nothing alone, that they can achieve nothing alone. Show them that their desires will amount to nothing but doom. You have done well at Groothog. Chief Ga has already returned to Maelstrom to seek answers and guidance.
But the evil is
the
in
all-
Maelstrom.
The All-Father will not interfere. He will watch as they have watched. And once again, the cold wind swirls around the stone giant this time. And as it swirls around, it whisks out the lantern that the stone giant is holding, leaving 4 lit lanterns.
We have 4 more questions. Every
Oh,
question
God.
is a lantern.
Okay, so
What about where are the
hold on.
giant strongholds?
I need clarification.
Hang on. We got to think of our questions here. We only
Yeah.
got 4 questions. This is a
Just
genie
think that
that we could run out of questions.
I think we need to
Okay,
find
but-
out what the evil is that's in Maelstrom.
Okay, but hold on.
Yeah.
So Chief got Maelstrom is the stronghold of the storm giants, which are the smartest and at the top of the hierarchy that doesn't exist anymore. And Chief Ga is back in Maelstrom, but the new evil is also in Maelstrom. So maybe Chief Ga is the new evil. No, I'm just kidding. But
no, this
is
evil's
that what
probably been
the
there.
rest of what I said is right?
Yeah, so you recall that the Citadel of Storm, Maelstrom, is the stronghold of the storm giants that sits in the depths of the trackless sea. Zai, you got there by using the conch shell from Chief Ga,
I did.
and where you met some of the court of the Maelstrom. You met the Imperator Uther, you met the Chancellor Yimral, you met a couple other individuals, I believe. but you kind of learned about what's going on in the court and how it's kind of in a bit of disarray as King Hecaton has disappeared. Yeah, you got it right, Saya.
So, yeah. So, okay, so I was there. Does it mean that the new evil was there when I was there?
Are you asking that question to the Oracle? You want?
No, I'm just discussing this with the party.
Is the evil that's there is the cause of the ordning, and the ordning was already destroyed when you went there.
Well, no,
Yeah.
that's not what he's saying. The new evil is a threat that the giants, if they help restore, then the ordning could be restored. This new evil, however, is not what caused the ordning to break, it doesn't sound like.
No, what broke was the fact that
The giants have done
Thermac-
nothing.
Yeah, Thermac came, and the
Tiamat.
giants didn't help get
Tiamat?
Yeah.
Thermos. But you do recall what the Oracle what the Oracle said had that it's rooted itself in Maelstrom. It's kind of weaved its way into the courts while their giants are vulnerable, while they're kind of broken up.
Because the king is away, and the queen is dead.
And there's no one to guide them, so the giants are now kind of fending for themselves, trying to outdo each other.
Okay, so before we ask our next question, I want to go back to my notes. To see what I wrote about when I was there. I want to especially because Cortion wasn't there.
Okay, well, she does that.
To...
I wrote down 3 possible questions.
Can you say them so the DM can prepare?
First one would be, where are the giant strongholds? If we have to go to all of them, it would save us just literally walking around trying to find them. How can the giants be persuaded? And is finding King Hecaton required, or can we just forget him and leave him in his...
Well, where is King Hecaton? Because King Hecaton is looking for the queen. The princess is there. Here's what I'm wondering. So here's what I wrote, okay? So I'm just gonna chase in my memory, and everything that happened when I was in a stronghold was that Queen Neri is dead. King Hecaton is looking for her body. She died somewhere, we don't know where. But we know that she was surrounded by small folks. So now the storm giants think that the small folks are the reason why she's dead, and they're very protective of themselves against the small folk. Yeah. When the king found out that the queen had died, possibly by the small folks, but there's no proof of that. She was just surrounded by them. He swore vengeance.
Mm-hmm.
And the Princess Sarissa, she likes small folks, and she urged her father to go investigate the death before doing anything.
Rash.
And now the King Hecaton is missing, and Sarissa, the princess, is in charge, but she's too weak to take care of the giants. And also,
go on.
I don't know what this means. I don't know what this means. I wrote, the ordering shattered, the giants abandoning instead of fixing it. I guess this is what the Allfather just said. Mm-hmm. And they're all trying to rise in the ordering instead of restoring it. They're all trying to be the best one. And then exactly. The Counselor Chesler that I talked to said that she thinks that the giants are trying to impress the Allfather, but they're not doing it the right way. They're trying 2 strikes, and because they're ununified anymore, all the giants are equal. And then we talked about one force against another stronger force, and she said she recognized that we're trying to help the giants, and that I was the hero. And that I was the one that was going to bring the ordning back together. Because, I wrote something about that, actually.
So, you pretty much have it. You got it accurate. The only change I would say is that they found Queen Neri's body, and it was surrounded by a bunch of small folk that were wearing the garb of the emblem of the Lord's Alliance.
Oh, who's the Lord's Alliance amongst us?
They had recovered her body. The King Hecaton, in his rage, sought to just wipe out the Sword Coast, but his daughter, Princess Sarissa, did calm him and said, "No, investigate, find her assassins before doing something rash." Because to her, something didn't add up. And you recall that Sarissa, there are 3 daughters of King Hecaton and Queen Neri. There's Miriam, Nim, and Sarissa.
Oh yeah, I wrote that.
Sarissa is the youngest daughter, but heir to the Wormskull throne, which is the throne of Maelstrom. But yeah, you pretty much got it.
And I wrote that the giants won't listen to them, to the Stone Giants, and I have to find a way to break the giants to survival to standing as one.
Princess Sarissa shares too much of her mother in her. She's like a resemblance of Queen Neri, who has a very soft heart for small folk, and in which case it's hard for her to maintain the court of the giants. The giant lords don't really listen to her in the stead of King Hecaton.
And I think
So
I mean, I kind of feel like I want to know where King Hecaton is as well. I don't know how important this is, but I mean, clearly he's either dead or discovered something or needs our help.
Harshnaag looks at you guys and waits for the 3rd question.
Wait!
I have 2 more questions.
Harshnaag.
One of them is, what is this evil? And the other question is, does it have anything to do with the last person who was talking to the Oracle?
Oh, I like that. But not a question as answered by yes or no. So something related to what was the last encounter
of the evil that's in Maelstrom?
Yeah.
The nature?
What is the nature of the evil?
Yes. Something about that, yes.
Is it related to the...
Is that gonna be like answering like a dragon or like a wizard or like that kind of... Is that the kind of answer we're looking for? It's true.
Or if it's something like a rogue giant that's just pulling strings in the background or something.
Yeah, what if it's a big eye that's like speaking through tower?
So whatever the nature of this evil is, would be good to find out.
Yes, I agree with knowing more about that evil force.
Yeah, me too.
And like, can we even see it? Can we even like?
Is it there? Is
material?
it physical? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, we have 4 questions. So.
Lucius kind of perks up and says,
"Oh,
perhaps we should also ask how we're getting to Maelstrom. Zaya got there through a conch shell."
I mean, we can go and look for it again. It's in Groothog.
No,
I found it
Melstrom,
once.
didn't they?
No, they said they brought it back. They said they took it back to where it belonged.
Well, didn't
But I
Allfather
mean-
just say that Chief Ga has gone to Maelstrom?
Yeah, so she would have taken it with her.
So she would
right?
use the conch to get there.
So it means that we need to go to another stronghold and find the other similar to conch shell thing.
So if we knew where the strongholds were, that would help.
Okay, well, I mean, we don't need the oracle for that. I mean,
do all the different types of giants have some kind of magic transporter to the Maelstrom of all places?
I'm sure they do because
Harshnaag looks and says,
they were all
they-
because when they
Harshnaag's talking.
Harshnag says, looks and says, nods Wolverine and says, "Yes, they were all the giant lords have been
Yes.
gifted a conch shell from
Okay.
King Hecaton."
I was gonna say that Harshnaag because
Why do they meet? Why do all the giants meet in Maelstrom?
it was that emergency call when I went. They all had their magical item in case of an emergency, and when they were all called, Chief Ga stood up and went, answered the call, but a bunch of the other ones didn't go. I forget which one went though.
Harshnag continues on and says, "Maelstrom is where the Council of the Giants resides. When King Hecaton summons the court, they all must come. They use the conch shell to enter Maelstrom."
But isn't the conch shell only? It's not only for Chief Ga. They all have their own conch shell then.
Each lord has their
Oh,
own
okay.
conch shell.
Oh, that's great then. I know what it looks like. We can find it easily.
We're gonna be
And I know
carrying a
how
lot
to
of
use
conches.
it!
Lucius perks up again and says, "Well, let's ask her next question."
Well, okay, we have 4 more questions, so I mean,
Rogodar,
whatever the question it is.
what was the questions you have come?
So I like the what is the nature of the evil.
Yes.
I still like the where are the giant strongholds. It saves us walking from town to town trying to find them.
No, I don't want to ask that. I disagree with that one.
But we're gonna have to walk through like 20 different villages to figure out what these things are.
No, because I mean, Harshnaag could definitely help us with that.
Okay,
Let's ask
Harshnaag.
Harshnaag if he knows.
Harshnag, do you know where all the giant strongholds are?
I do not.
There
Do you know
go.
where one of them is?
I do not.
You don't know where any of them
You
are?
don't know where your own frost.
I may know where the frosts reside.
There we go. See, we got one. That's all we need.
No,
Would,
we need
would
all of them.
Harshnag, would,
Okay, well,
would
we
the
can
frost
start with
giants
one.
know where the next ones are?
I do not know.
There's a chance that they would. I mean,
Well,
if we don't
there's
do...
no
Why
harm.
would they know?
There's no harm in asking, I suppose.
No,
But
I mean,
Let's ask about
this
the
would
evil
be
first.
this would be a last resort question after
Yeah.
all the other questions. Because honestly, I feel like in my head, after like, I mean, I went there by luck. I mean, there's no way that I wouldn't be able to go back, especially if they're actually looking over us.
We also went to Grootog by luck.
See? So I mean, that's two.
You think we're just
And now we know a
wander
third
around
one.
And run into all the giant strongholds.
Well,
I
you recall
honestly don't think
you
that the
recall that
Oracle-
the Oracle said, that's unity of all the giants, of the giant lords in Maelstrom, is kind of the goal of solving the ordning. So, finding the giant strongholds seems to be a good start.
Just let's keep it as a question.
Yeah.
And ask the Maelstrom question first.
Yeah.
That's the evil.
Alternatively, we just
And
blow
we'll
on a
see-
bunch of conches.
We'll see what answers come out and which questions come up after this answer as well.
All right, Harshnaag looks for the question that you want.
Are we doing the what is the nature of the evil?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Harshnag, we've got another question for you. Come, and let's kneel again.
He kneels beside you and waits for your blessing.
I say to him, are you getting the hang of this now?
Yes.
As I
I feel like I've missed out on a lot. I have a lot of reflection to do after this.
I think I feel something awakening in you, Harshnag. And I sprinkle him with the holy water.
And a few of those ice pellets come
The
flying.
holy
in.
ice.
The holy ice. The holy hail. Oh, it hits him in the face. And he poses the question, what is the nature of the evil that resides in Maelstrom? And the wind picks up again, and the booming voice of the oracle says, sorry. I think I've written this one. Let me distinguish this one for a second. The evil within Maelstrom takes on form of a giant. And it is this evil that influences the courts and the daughters, Miriam and Nim. This evil seeks to turn the giants against one another, and in this weakness, destroy them. And
It is a behind the
Ah.
scenes political intrigue, pulling strings kind of thing.
Maybe could one of the daughters, Miriam or Nim, be who came here? Maybe.
Oh my gosh. Or could one of them be like not polymorph but something like that would make her look like one of the daughters, but she would actually not be around for some time
Could be.
and be replaced by one of these by this monster thing?
Well,
Mhm.
why would the Oracle specify Miriam and Nin, and the evil
not
as separate
Sarisa?
entities? As
So
opposed to
is
saying the evil
Sarisa
would
the
take
one?
on the
Ah.
form of one of the daughters.
It's just-
Why would it say it that way
It's
instead?
just
Sure,
like
sure.
A giant pulling strings for his own means.
He's
Maybe.
like
Yeah.
the opposite of Harshnaag.
yeah, it's a fire
Okay.
giant, and it's evil. No, I'm just kidding.
They've got their own Rasputin.
And the wind whirls around and goes up the frost giant statue and away the lantern, leaving 3 lit lanterns.
So it's a little finger.
Okay, wait, not yet. We don't need. We need to talk about this before we ask another question. So
So basically, we could go to Maelstrom and convince people to start asking around what they think of unifying the giants, and the first one who says, no, that's a stupid idea, we kill him.
Okay, we don't just walk in Maelstrom and ask questions,
One
Rogadar.
does not just walk into Maelstrom.
I actually, that's basically what it is.
You fire them in with a trebuchet.
I mean, I think the only reason I didn't die was because I'm pretty and small and colorful and
You're like a little pet.
And you didn't talk
Yeah.
to Miriam or Nin.
I mean, I did not. I only talked to some guards and Chesler. The guards were really scary. And the Chancellor's Chesler. Did I have it wrong?
Chancellor.
The Chancellor. She was super sweet though. But I mean, at this point, I'm wondering if she's the one and if she told me bullshit. And if she's actually trying to make me think that they're the good guys and that all the other guys are bad when they... I don't know, man. This is all so messed up. I'm
maybe
very
they're gaslighting
questioned.
Harshnaag looks for a fourth question.
Okay, well, hold on, Harshnaag. Like,
Something
okay,
answer.
here's what I want to know as well. Like, how would we recognize that giant, other than what Rogadar just said?
You won't. You just gotta.
Well, you can assume that he's in a position of power, right? Like,
Yes. So he could be
he's-
like the
he's got
head
some
guard,
influence.
An
Or the
advisor,
Chancellor.
an advisor behind the scenes or something. Someone that whispers.
Yeah.
in
the
everyone's ear.
Chancellor, which is the woman that I
Maybe
talked
you
to.
never saw them. Maybe like it's. Something
Maybe it's new. Wait, how long ago did you go? Sorry.
I don't know. It's Michael. What DM? What would you say? Like 2 weeks?
Since you guys been to Groodhog, man, that would maybe 3 weeks.
3 weeks?
3
It
weeks.
Okay.
was 2 or 3
So
weeks
like
ago.
well before like a week before I joined.
Oh, a little longer than that.
Longer than that.
3 weeks.
Way
You just
longer.
joined like yesterday.
Well, no, it took us days to get up the mountain, right?
Okay, so it was maybe like almost a month ago. Like it was
Yeah.
been a while. I was quite.
It's true because we fought a vampire after that.
Yeah, y'all did all that stuff.
Oh wow.
That was like multiple nights. Okay, Cordion, there's so much we need to
I know.
catch you
Yeah,
on.
like I'm feeling that.
Campfire stories.
Okay, we kind of really need
Oh, no, we lost,
a cleric for
Rogadar.
that as well. So, you know,
Yeah,
if you're
how
not
did
in a
how did
rush
you get
go
to
in
this
there-
point without me? Jeez.
I don't know.
Hey,
We
do you
ran
guys see
away,
my
actually.
face? Oh.
We did have like 2 or 3 other members.
Yeah, but we did run away
Right,
anyways, right? We kind of escaped that one.
DM, did one of the when we asked the last question, did a lantern go out?
Yeah, so the
Okay.
Frostwood went out, so he leaves
Okay.
it with 3 wood.
Oh my god, that's so stressful.
Okay, so I feel like we have good knowledge, but we have no information on what to do next with the knowledge, apart from walk randomly around Faerun.
No, I mean we know we can go to the Frost Giants with Harshnaag.
So
Yeah.
we know we need to like get these people on our like side. We need
So that
to
still leaves
unite
4
them.
unknown locations.
The locations. We know the
And-
nature.
From what I'm guessing is these locations aren't common knowledge.
For
Or,
sure.
Lucius, do you know where these places are? You've been around for like 70 years. Do you know what's happening?
Good
Lucius
question.
shakes his head no in sort of impatience. It says, no.
Would any of your Centaurm connections be able to point us in the direction?
I can certainly send a message out. I'm sure someone's may have heard of 1 or 2. But Groodhog, for example, we stumbled across it because of Moog, the hill giant. I have never heard of that place. But I can certainly try.
So our options are find friendly giants who will gladly let us into their places.
For us to slaughter them.
The cloud giants that were in that big city that we were at before, was that like the king of the... No, it wasn't the king though, right?
That was not the lord of the Cloud Giants of this area. No.
Okay. But I mean, we know these guys.
You can go all the way back to Waterdeep. That's all to the south of the...
Yeah, but they said they're
You know
there
what?
for a while.
I bet Zephos is going to be passing by any moment now,
I
and
know.
he'll just carry us back.
Okay, Rogadar, remind me after this. I'm gonna leave him another voicemail.
Harshnaag looks at you guys for the 4th question.
Fourth question.
Okay, so I've still got strongholds. I really like that question. Just me though.
Yeah. No, I'm down with that question. But
How can
Well-
giants be persuaded? Because you had to go and persuade all of them.
He said.
Well, he did say
persuade them or convince them
killed-
or kill them.
embarrass them.
Basically, yeah, break them. You need to show them
Break
that
them.
their solo ambition. That's
Well,
not
we did that
solid.
we did that in Grudahog.
Yeah.
By killing a bunch of them.
No.
And then we
Convincing-
convinced them.
We convinced them to
Oh,
do
wait.
better of their bodies or something.
Yeah.
Basically.
No,
God.
what was it? We told them to like make furniture or something.
No, we told them that they needed females to. Yeah, we did.
It
We told
was,
them they
we
needed
told
the
them to make
females
furniture.
to make babies, and then that they could use, instead of eating, they could use their big standards to make furniture. Yeah, that's what
Like we'll do that. We'll be the furniture making.
we should go back there
giant.
and check it out.
The furniture giants.
Regardless, you
Convinced
did.
the dumbest
You convinced.
giants to
Yeah, you
make
convinced
furniture.
Chief God. Now she's at Maelstrom, seeking kind of like guidance. Now that's
It's good because now we have a friend in Maelstrom.
Harshnag looks for the fourth.
Is she
Oh
a
my
friend?
gosh.
Okay, so I got where is King Hekaton?
Yes.
If we think that's worthwhile. I don't really think
Yes.
it's worthwhile too much.
Yes.
Well, the giants didn't even listen to him before. Why are they going to listen to him now,
Hey,
though, right?
No,
I feel
they-
like that question is
the
actually better
Giants-
as well because that will also tell us where Maelstrom is
The Giants
there
always.
afterwards.
Yeah, King Hekaton. King Hekaton was the only one that kept them in check.
Oh my gosh!
Oh,
yes,
but
we
I thought
need
the
to
last
find
time that
him.
he called them, no one came. Or just the hill giant came.
Yeah.
Right, once the ordering broke.
Yeah, so even if we get him, it doesn't mean anyone's going to come.
No,
but
but
hang on.
He
Was he
must
super
know-
respected?
Oh.
Sorry.
Yeah, maybe they'll actually talk to him, though.
Yeah.
So maybe we do have to find King
He
Hekaton.
might have information on anybody that's kind of shifty.
I-
that,
I-
might be this evil pulling the strings.
I want to answer Cortion's question. So was he well respected? He was.
Yeah, I want to know
He
more
was-
about him a little bit.
Harshnag nods and says, King Hekaton was the strongest of storm giants, the strongest of all giants.
Yeah.
He was
We need
very
him.
respected. He was just and true.
Would you
I
even? Would you be interested in finding him?
Bringing back the king would benefit us all.
Okay.
Okay,
yes, we
so
need that.
where can we find King Hekaton?
Is that your question?
That is a good question.
That's a good question.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I like
So put a pause. Let's move that one up to the top of the question list.
that.
And this will tell us where Maelstrom is in theory, so we don't need to ask that question anymore.
And I would never had that question asked anyway.
Oh,
Sorry, guys. Give me 1 sec. I got a phone call. But I agree with this question, and I'm listening.
Okay. And the last question I've written down is, does it have anything? So, who was the last person who spoke to you, and what did
Yes.
they inquire about?
yeah. I agree with that as well. It's like different fields of questions that will give us an overview of what's going on in Maelstrom, what's going on with the king, what's going on here. Is that we only have 2 more questions?
You have
We have 3 more questions.
Okay, good. So we would have 1 more. So after we get those 2 answers, we
Well, I
will-
think that's sort of a meh one.
because it might not mean anything.
Yeah, because it could literally just be, oh yeah, they just had a question, that was it.
Yeah.
They
it
want to
could
know
be
what the
just-
weather would be like a month from now.
Harshnag waits.
Or
Maybe.
who was the last person the Oracle talked to before the ordning break?
Well,
No, that's 5
we
years
need to
ago.
Find out why there's a dead body here. I think it's important.
No, wait. What happened last session? Why was there the ghost? What did the ghost say?
That he had come here with an emissary of behalf of the Cloud Giants, and he was with another Cloud Giants,
We killed him.
and they came to. He believed he came to seek answers from the Oracle on how to enhance the Cloud Giants' standing, but the one he was with, she killed him.
But we don't even know if she actually talked to the Oracle.
Sacrifice.
Whether he talked to, he wasn't sure. He was dead.
We should find out who she is. She could be a threat to us if we don't know.
It's true. Or she could have not managed to talk to the Oracle.
You see the portal to your west begin to shimmer a bit as it flickers off for a second. It activates again. You
Okay.
get the feeling that the magic that holds this portal doesn't last forever.
Okay. Where's King Hecaton? Let's do that one. We're good with that one?
Yes.
Harshnag looks to Cortion, and Cortion blesses Harshnag.
No, I bless him. I bless him.
Sorry.
I'm back.
And Harshnag says, asks the question, where is King Hecaton?
Or where can we find him?
Where can we find King Hecaton? Wind blows into the chamber, and you pull your cloaks tighter and shiver as a voice says, his location is unknown. Even the All-Father cannot see. Speak to
But
the
does that mean he's dead?
Speak to the Princess Sarissa, his youngest daughter. She has a clue to her father's whereabouts, and she needs your help. The wind blows up against the fire giants, and
Huh.
Is that Celise?
Sarissa.
Sarissa? Sarissa's the youngest. And
Yeah, she's the one in charge
she's
right now.
at Maelstrom, so we'd have to go to Maelstrom before we even.
Okay,
find
but
King.
if the Allfather doesn't know, does that mean that he's not on this plane?
Make a an Arcana check.
Oh man.
Can I make
Bless
an Arcana
me!
check?
Or do something to me before I do this check. Someone! Aid me! I guess.
I can help you.
Okay.
I got a 20.
I can help you.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll help whoever needs helping.
Well, both of you and Roger Zion.
Oh, I got
kind of-
19 without help. Look at that.
They
Thanks.
both think of the exact same. They both ponder the same question. They look at each other at the same time. They both say to each other,
Rogadar!
"Divination magic," and you know that there's magic that prevent scrying or the ability to see beyond, like, through the eye of divination. You know, they can't. It basically clouds an area, so it could be he's either on a different plane, he could be dead, or he could be shrouded with magic that prevents the outside eye from seeing.
Cool.
Okay.
Okay. So, I have two
Okay,
more
sounds
questions
good.
on my list because we kind of answered one already. So we already know how to persuade them, just convince them that they're going to be stronger together. Either by shaming them or, convincing them to build furniture and whatnot.
Yeah.
Um,
basically.
so I still got the stronghold question.
That will be the last question, Rogadar.
Can you repeat that question? I didn't hear.
Where are the giant strongholds? I think it's a great question.
I'm behind this. I think it's a good idea.
Lucas nods
and-
as well, supports it as well, Rogadar.
And the only other one is, who was the last person who spoke to you and what did they inquire about?
Yeah, that's really iffy.
Yeah.
AKA
Yeah.
the dead body in the room.
Sure.
It's true.
Yeah, I'd be curious to know who came before and why they got killed, and that's a curiosity. I don't know if it's part of the puzzle, but I don't know what other questions to ask yet.
That's because you're a dead cleric, right?
I was a dead cleric. I'm now
You're
a
not
grave
anymore?
cleric. Well, I'm not currently dead. I'm a
Oh. A dead
I-
cleric?
grave cleric. Thank
a
you.
grave cleric. I mean, the word is so close. I was really, really close.
They mean two different things: a dead cleric and a grave cleric. They could both be the same, I guess.
I mean, they're all in the same family. Cemetery, dead, undead, cleric.
Oh, we all look the same to you, huh?
Yeah, you all have plain hair, boring, normal colors.
Okay, well, this pour is about to close, so
Oh, sorry.
Flicker a bit more.
do we want to do the who was the last person who spoke to you and what did they inquire about?
I don't
Also
know.
known as the dead body in the room?
What does Lucius think about that question?
He just looks and says, "It seems to be a good question. This body here poses quite a curiosity. Perhaps whoever's using this chamber, who has used this chamber, used it for nefarious purposes. Maybe knowing what they were, or who they were, would help us on our quest."
Perfect.
Lucius.
Okay, but
All right.
Harshnaag, are you 100% sure you can find the Frost Giant's stronghold?
No, we still got that question on the list. This is a fifth question.
Oh, we
Yeah.
have two more?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, right. Okay, so we're good.
So I figure if this question here opens up to any huge points, we can debate. If not, we can get the locations for the
Okay.
last one.
Methodical, guys. Don't feel methodical. Harshnag looks for the fifth question. The portal flickers.
Who was the
Make
last
sure-
person
wait,
who
wait, wait.
spoke to you, and what did they inquire about? AKA dead body in the room.
Okay.
Is that clear enough though? Does that give us the answer
looks
we
to
want?
Cortion and puts his hands up, Cortion, as you say, "Not this time. I've got it." And he kneels and bellows out, "Who was the last person that?" Basically, what Rogadar said, aka the dead body.
I feel honored that he did it by himself.
Yeah, you feel like he's learning.
Baby boy.
The wind comes rushing through the cracks again and fills the grounds around you. You feel the ice just trickle up into your bones, and a voice says, Sorry, what's the question, Rogadar? Give me the question again.
AKA the dead body in the room.
Yeah.
Who was the last person to talk to you?
And what did they inquire about?
And why did they die?
No, why did they kill you like that?
Right. The voice says, "Two cloud giants, a male and a female. This one here you have met, Egeron. She had killed him here as an offering to Amon, so that she may speak to the Oracle. And then just think about this critical moments, because I don't want to give anything too critical. Continues on and says, she inquired about the Giant's courts, the weaknesses, the whereabouts of the lords, how she can undermine them. She was looking for weaknesses, information. And she left.
Oh my gosh. Lucius, do you know her? Is she part of your cult?
Lucius says, I do not know any cloud giants aside from Zephyros. Unless it was Zephyros, but the oracle said she. And as that happens, the cloud giant that's holding lantern whisks off.
Oh my gosh, this is really... I don't know.
That's cool.
So that
I don't know who that could be.
She's the alter ego of Harshnaag, clearly.
Yeah. Harshnaag
Well, that
doesn't
could
realize.
be the giant who's masquerading in the courts right now.
It could be, yeah.
With a like she's wearing like a disguise of some sort, or like some I don't know. There's this.
Well, obviously, yeah. She did have a disguise, right?
You recall that just as a point of just fact, the cloud giants are very artisan-like, and you recall that the cloud giants females you have met wear masks. They carry on different masks who show emotion. And I don't know if that helps or.
Yes, because the cloud giants are very aristocratic, civilized, and extravagant, and into arts.
Very good.
I've studied them very well.
And the dude who's dead here, whose name starts with an A, but I didn't write it down.
It's Agaron.
I shall write that down.
Yeah, he said
had
something.
mentioned something about the chick who killed him, right?
Yeah, like
Make
it was a surprise to him. I did, I think so. 2 seconds, but I recall something to the fact of like he was surprised, like it was like a disguise of some sort. She was disguised in some way.
Yeah.
Can I recall in my memory, like, if I noticed anything? Oh no, we didn't see her at all, right?
No,
I don't have any notes on that, so maybe that wasn't the case.
How do we know she was
Well, I
wearing a
remember
disguise?
something being off about it.
But how do we even know that she was wearing a disguise? How did we get this information?
Yeah, I don't know if that's true. I might have just, I may not have recalled that correctly. All I noted down was that the woman joined them and promised that they would know how to raise the cloud giants in the ordning.
I wrote a name. I wrote
Blagathus? Blagathus is the father of Agaron.
Oh.
But I don't know where he came into the picture. I can't remember.
I'm pretty sure we asked this dude who his father was.
Yeah, we talked about him.
Who is your daddy?
And what does he do?
Well, I was
isn't it
unfortunately
because we
asking the
asked him-
questions there.
Was it because we were asking about what to do with his body? and we should bring it back to Plagroges.
I'm definitely gonna. I'm gonna have to put this body to rest. It'll be my task.
Yeah.
Okay, so one more question. Do we want to ask any more about those two
no.
cloud giants, or do we want to get these giant stronghold locations?
I think
or
I
where
want
the
to do
rulers of
location.
each of the giant tribes are located?
Can I ask again to Harshnaag, do you know for sure where the stronghold of the frost giant is?
He says, "It has been a long time since I have been there. It resides somewhere deep within the sea of moving ice. We can certainly try."
He's pretty good. He's pretty confident, right?
He steps up and says, "I'm with
It's still
Rogar
just
on this
one.
I'm not one to be waltzing around the north looking for giant strongholds, sorry. When we can get all the answers we need right here."
So
Yeah,
you would rather know where the stronghold is than more information on this female giant? That we're probably after?
It's by luck we found Groothog. Do you think we're gonna have the same luck 4 times?
I don't know. Yeah.
I think
don't
it's the
know.
best question we have.
I don't want to give my opinion on this. I don't care enough.
I'm down with the location question.
Go for it.
It seems to be more important to Lucius and Rogadar and Kotia and Wolfbane than I guess.
For the final question.
So, what's the best way to word this?
Yeah.
Hold up, quick question. Do the questions, when they're asked, have to be asked with a specific intention? Or if the question's too ambiguous, will just some random answer be given? Or if there's an intention behind the question, will that help specify what it is?
Is that your question?
That's my question to Cortion, because Rogadar ain't a religious guy.
I would like to say, and I'm paraphrasing what my gods would say, is that you just have to be in the realm of the vicinity of the question.
From your experience.
From my experience.
So do we want to ask about the...
I would say the way that I would ask this question is, I would say, if I were talking to my god, I would say, "God, where is the location of these giants?"
No, we need to say something about stronghold.
Okay.
If we just say giants, I mean, there's a giant right here.
I heard it from Rogadar. He said something to that effect, and I was like, yeah, because what if they're not in the strongholds? But yeah, it could go either way.
Harshnaag says, "You are looking for the giant lords." Perhaps.
Oh, yeah, that's
So
what it
where
is.
are each of the giant lords?
And you assume that they're in the strongholds?
You would assume.
Is King Hecaton a giant lord?
He's the Lord of Lords. He's the King of Lords.
And who's the Storm Lord?
That's King Hecaton.
Oh, so the Storm Giants don't have
Giants were on
a
top
lord
of
and a king. They just have
They
the
are
king.
the top of the ordering.
Oh right.
The
They don't
Okay,
need a lord.
question to our giant friend.
Yes.
If you were trying to discern the location of the giant lords, should we ask for their strongholds or for the lords themselves?
You
The
are,
Lord.
from what I understand, you are trying to convince the lords to Maelstrom. So finding the lords may be your best option. But they likely reside in their stronghold.
So we should ask for the giant lord's stronghold
Yeah.
location.
No,
That
no,
should
just
do
the
it.
giant
No.
lords, and that will tell us that, in theory, it should take us to the stronghold anyways.
Well,
Yeah.
but what if the giant lord is currently out, say, picking raspberries or
Well, then we go to him, and he'll take us to the
pillaging
stronghold.
villages, and then they return to their stronghold, and we go to this village?
I mean, I'm sure that village will know where the stronghold
Harshnag,
is.
how often do they pick raspberries?
They
Or
have
pillage
raspberry bushes
villages.
inside their strongholds. Please ask me a question.
Okay, well, I mean, we don't have to listen to everything Rogadar says. I mean, he's very, too down to earth.
You
to
get the
even have
sense
a phone.
that the questions you've asked thus far, the Oracle have answered to the best of its sense.
Okay.
It'll understand your intentions.
Perfect. That's what I was looking for.
Okay, let's do it.
So, where are each of the giant lord strongholds located?
Harshnaag.
Giant lords strongholds located.
Harshnaag doesn't just stands up this time. Corton not even paying attention to you, and poses the sixth and final question. He says, the voice comes billowing through again and says, the lords reside in their stronghold throughout the lands of Faerun. Chief God, you have found already in Grunhog. You will find Thane Kyalithica, the Thane of Stone Giants, in a place called Deadstone Cleft. I will provide this information at a later date. Travel southeast of here over the lands high and low, across the great forests to the Grey Peaks. There you will find the canyon of the Stone Giant Thane. For the Frost Giants, Jarl Stralvad. If you travel west over the mountains to the Sea of Moving Ice, there among the glaciers you'll find Svardborg, the Burg of the Frost Giants. Duke Zalto of the Fire, traveling east over the mountains and the snow to distant spires. There on cold mountainsides, you'll find a village of Yak folk, and below that, Iron Slag, the forge of the Fire Giants. Travel southeast of here to the Untamed. Look to the sky for Lin Armal, the castle of the Cloud Giant. Here you will find Countess Sansuri. Once you've entered these strongholds, find their lords, convince them, kill them if you must, but know that they use the conch shell. The conch shell was never meant for small folk, but gifts bestowed to the Storm King to help rule the giants. Once you have found these strongholds, these conch shells will bring you to Maelstrom. But if you desire the giant lords to unite at the Citadel of, then the shells must be left to them. However, the Allfather has shown his favor upon you, and he will provide another way. One that will also prove that you will have noble intentions. Long ago, human barbarians ravaged these lands, fought our kind, and stole our relics. They buried them in grounds and built altars to Uthgar, their god king, atop of these relics, and surrounded these altars with burial mounds. Go to these mounds, retrieve our lost relics. Each one you retrieve, Amon the Allfather will bless with the power to enter Maelstrom for the one that holds it. Use them to journey to the depths of the trackless sea and deliver these relics to where they rightfully belong. At which point, the wind billows again, this time very strong as it just whirls around the storm giant. That is the last one holding the lantern. As it goes up it, the lantern dissipates, leaving you all in darkness. And
For the portal? Is the portal glowing?
the portal opens up and it begins to flicker a little bit. Harshnag stands up and he looks like he's sweating a little bit. He looks winded from such a religious encounter.
I'm going to cast light here just to give us a little light.
All right.
We should probably just go and we'll discuss it on the other side.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Before we get trapped
Wait,
here.
shouldn't we drag this body out of here?
Yeah.
Why?
Yes,
I-
we have to.
It's at least my
we
burden to
put
carry.
It's a giant. We can't move this thing.
Yes,
I
we have
know.
Harshnaag.
I'm going to get Harshnaag to help.
All right. You
Put him in the
tell
back.
Harshnag picks up the body, and you notice that this body of Egeron is wearing a breastplate that looks to be in really good condition, given the state of his body. Corton, as you kind of put your hand upon Egeron's dead body, you feel like kind of a magical presence come from the breastplate itself,
Ooh.
suggesting magical properties of sorts.
But this is a giant's breastplate, right? Like, we can't wear that.
Your knowledge of magical items know that like magical breastplates and armor resize to the wearer.
Oh. I'm going to ask Harshnag to help me carry him. And I'm saying help me, and I mean like actually carry him.
Harshnag leans down, reaches down, and kind of brushes and cracks the ice that coats the body of Egeron to the grounds, and slips his hand underneath it and lifts his body up.
Let's get out of here, guys.
Yeah.
When this portal closes on us.
Can I do like a quick peek around before we leave, just to see if there's anything that we can pick up before that would be left behind otherwise?
Sure. Yeah, make a perception check.
I'm gonna re-roll that because I got a natural 1.
Pretty sweet ability.
The
13.
luck ability. You look around. This is a place of obviously not much extra decor. There's nothing else that you see.
Okay. Ugh, this place is so boring.
As Harshnaag picks up a bite of Egeron and exits the circle, the circle of communication, the voice of the Oracle speaks again.
Oh.
It says, Harshnaag, the Grim. Amon the Allfather watches you and is pleased with you. You have done great things in the name of your god. Although you do not believe, Amon smiles upon you. You have helped small folk all these times, all these years. You have shown the small folk the good in giants, and Amon is pleased. You know the way to these burial mounds. Show them. At which point, Harshnaag kind of stiffens up. He puts the body of Egeron down and reaches into his satchel in the bag, kind of rummaging through the dead bodies that he has in there, and pulls out a piece of parchment and a piece of charcoal, and you start to see him scribble rapidly, just on this parchment, just furiously, but all the while just kind of staring ahead. Almost, he stops and places the charcoal back in the bag and reaches down and hands this parchment to somebody that's standing nearby him.
I grab that.
All
Yeah,
right.
he'd be the closest.
Just figure I'm close.
Yeah. He hands you the map, and what appears to be a map that he's drawn, and it looks like this.
Oh wow,
Oh,
he's a good drawer.
Harshnaag, obviously, you know, is kind of a scavenger, a man of the lands, and would know.
You are here. Nice.
and he basically has drawn out the burial mounds of the Uthgard barbarians that the Oracle has spoken about. Harshnaag then leads down and picks up the body of Ergon again. The voice of the Oracle continues and says, Harshnaag, you have done well. The Father is pleased. But your journey has come to an end. And the voice kind of just disappears and fades off into the distance.
Oh no. And we all heard that, right?
Yeah.
Like our characters?
In
Yeah.
Giant, of course, whoever. Those of you don't speak Giant.
Oh, okay.
The best part of all this is Rogadar didn't understand a single thing that was said.
It's implied that you guys can play it.
Am I the only one that speaks giant at this point?
I don't speak.
Lucius does.
So we just
Cortian
assume
too?
Cortian does not speak Giant, I don't believe.
So I'm the only one. No.
No, I don't.
Harshnaag stands by the portal and looks back at all of you. You kind of see on his old and aged face, he's got this new look, this look of understanding, having just really directly communicated with a deity that he never really believed in, and he's kind of his berserking rage that usually besets his eyes kind of subsides, and he just looks like he's aged, like he just looks his age now at this point.
Oh no.
He nods and says, "Let us go."
He must have got some bad news. Because I don't know, right? Like,
yeah, well, Lucius kind of conveys it to you. Cortian whispers under his breath and tells you. The Oracle said.
Okay. Let's get ourselves out of this portal before.
Yeah, let's
Well,
cross
that's alright.
over.
All right. You step through the portal. As you do, the portal behind you begins to shake and shudder. It turns back into a misty storm that blocks the vision of the room beyond. And the portal closes behind you. As you step through the portal, you see standing to your south a female cloud giant.
Oh no!
Oh,
Oh, that fucker.
She stands there and has her back towards you. As she's turning around, in her hand, she carries the mithril spear of Memnor, the cloud giant deity. She turns and says, "Oh, well, this is a pleasant surprise. Small folk in the Temple of Giants come to seek the words of the Oracle." And she kind of smiles and snickers. And she's wearing...
Can I move back while she's talking?
Yeah, you kind of step back a few... Kind of taken aback by the fact that cloud giant, she wears very nice ornate robes, very rich looking. And in her hand she carries, not in a menacingly way, but in her open hands, the spear of Memnor. She says, "What are all of you doing here? With a frost giant, nonetheless."
Can I watch her and see if she's eyeing the dead body that we just dragged out?
Sure, make a perception check.
Okay, I'm actually gonna do something.
15?
She kind of, you watch as her gaze looks over, kind of stops at Harshnaag and you see her body. And a small smile creeps on her lips. She says,
She's the one.
"So, what are all of you doing here?"
I think I'm gonna cast suggestion
Okay.
and say, "Oh, we're all friends. We're friends of the giants, and we're just exploring this pretty temple."
You ever suggestion and try to deceive her?
Yeah.
So does suggestion work as like that? Are you suggesting anything for her? Does that works?
I don't know, why not?
Is it to get
I'm suggesting that we're friends.
action or something?
Oh, okay, I see.
Well, that would be like that'd be the friend spell, though, right?
The suggestion,
Well-
you would tell her to do something, right? You want her to do something.
Yeah. Like you'd be
You're trying-
asking her what she's doing here.
Yeah.
That would be like
Uh,
a suggestion.
Really? I
Yeah,
can't
you're trying to,
suggest
you're
her
just
that
trying to
we're
find her
friends?
straight up. You can
Yeah.
deceive her.
Sug-
No,
suggest
not good enough for
the
that.
truth about what she's just been doing.
Okay, so I'll change what I said. I'll say I'll say we're just friends, we're just here. We're just curious to know what you're doing here.
She kind of laughs and says, "I've come to commune with the Oracle, of course, much as you have. Tell me, what is it that you ask the Oracle?" She takes a small step forward towards you guys.
So it didn't work out.
Oh, you know,
I don't
small
know.
folk stuff.
Michael, was this a spell slot or no?
Are you using this? You were using the suggestion spell, Mariev? Sorry, were you doing the suggestion spell, Zaya?
I guess not. Never mind.
You were just trying to. But you were just telling the truth, right? You weren't really lying to her.
No. I mean, it's not really a lie. It's true though.
So you're just telling her. So she asked the question. What did you ask the Oracle? And
Oh.
I whisper. Don't tell her that we talked to the Oracle.
Oh, don't worry.
I think it's best we don't let her know.
Well, we haven't actually talked to anyone yet.
I just say, Oracle. What Oracle?
well, you passed through the portal, so. I'm
Oh
sure...
yeah, there was a dead body on their side, so we retrieved it. You know, as
Ah.
good explorers and clerics do.
You're saying there's an Oracle over there?
I'll step forward and I'll say that we came here to retrieve the body as a burial measure, because I'm a grave cleric that is tasked by his father, Blagathus.
I approve. I nod professionally.
She nods and says, "Interesting, an interesting story. However, I have need of that body, or perhaps
So why did you leave it?
as I intended to come back and didn't think you would be interfering."
Shoot.
She takes another step forward and says, "However, that body is cold. Perhaps a new giant body would help commune with the giant deity again."
Oh
She's
my
looking
gosh,
directly
no,
at
no, no.
He's a
Harshnaag.
frost giant. He's kind of cold too.
Ha. You're a witty one. You've always been a witty one, Wolverbane.
What?
She kind of smiles.
Oh no.
Oh no.
I would like to ready something in case she does anything threatening.
Sure.
How do you know my name?
Just a spell. That's all I'm readying.
Sure. She says, "You're a folk hero, after all, Wolverine. The hero of Phantalin. You journeyed with some companions and saved the land, the Sword Coast. But I've been watching you, Torque, the Ordaining Restoration Council,
Committee.
seeking to help the giants.
Nope, cancel. That's the one.
Not council. Seeking to help the giants, help stop this madness, this chaos. It's quite entertaining, to be honest." She points at Cortion and says, "I don't know you, though. A cleric, I presume. Help to commune with the Oracle, I suppose."
Like I've said, I've come to retrieve the body and put this giant to rest.
"Very well. Be my guest. But I have need of Harshnaag." She points a gnarly-looking cloud finger at him. At which point, Harshnaag slowly places Ergon's body slowly on the floor, and you kind of see him reach for his axe, and that familiar now look of anger and berserk rage kind of scrawls across his face as you hear his knuckles crack as he squeezes his axe.
Grab him by the wrist.
Okay. So now I'm gonna cast suggestion
Okay.
and say,
This isn't the
like Wolverine said, Harshnaag's body is pretty cool and probably not the one you need right now.
All right. What's your spell you see?
16.
16? She says, "You're right. Harshnaag is cold. That was a nice trick, Saya. You're so full of tricks. However, you do look ridiculous in all those robes."
I know I do, it's not my choice and I don't like it.
She kind of steps to the side a bit, watching you guys and holding the staff or the spear, and says, "Saya, you're always full of so many tricks.
Oh
What do
yeah,
you want?
I have another one.
Do you now? Are you sure you want to try that?" And she actually looks at you and says, "Because I can be cold like a frost giant as well."
Before we go any further, what does she look like? Can we?
She's a cloud giant.
Yeah.
She's got wispy cloud hair like other cloud giants do. She's got like a circlet around her head. She's wearing these nice, fine white robes that are trimmed gold. Nothing that gives away anything else. No emblems or anything.
It's
Just
not
very.
armor she's wearing.
No, she's just wearing flowing robes.
Oh my gosh, I hate her so much.
She says, "So, Torque,
Oh my gosh, I hate her so much. It's not Torque. This is old.
sorry.
What?
Glitter locks and
What are
co.
you talking about?
We're back with glitter locks because we
We've
lost
never
half the
been back
party
with that.
and we gained half of the
Lucia
party.
says, "Shut up." The cloud giant looks to you and says, "Now, Torque, here's what's going to happen. I'm going to allow you to leave, but you will leave Harshnaag behind, or I have need of him to speak to the Oracle.
Nope.
That didn't work.
And then
He's
I
coming
will
with us.
I will speak to the Oracle and find out what it is you asked the Oracle. And then I will toy
That's a
with
waste
you."
of questions.
Oh, I've
You
got
know-
time.
Oh,
then
we
I
can
will-
do it the other way around.
And then I will toy with you. I will watch you struggle in your plight to save the giants, and I will ruin your plans and destroy you all.
Somebody ask her what her name is. Who is
How
this?
about you just die right now and I take my great axe.
Oh.
You as you do that, you see Harshnaag great axe out behind you, stand there with great axes. She chuckles and laughs and says, "Ah, small folk, you clearly have no fear of giants."
So, tell me, since you know all of our names, wouldn't it be the minimal thing to actually tell us yours?
You want to know my name?
Well, you call us by our name. I think it's a natural thing to do that we can do the same about you.
Very well. She kind of steps to the side again as she's pacing back in front of Memnar and says, "You do not fear giants, I can see that. You travel with the giants. You have fought and battled Groodhog and that filthy Chief Ga. You have seen frost and fire, but not stone. Have you ever met a stone giant before?" Do you fear giants? And she takes a step. She takes a slight step forward, and as she does, you watch as her foot falls to the ground. Her skin turns pale and gray. It shoots up, and her size begins to grow a little bit more, and her form shrinks to a skinny demeanor, and she turns into a stone giant.
What?
That is so cool.
She's like, no, you don't fear stone giants. In fact, you've seen a lot of hill giants. She steps forward again and turns to a hill giant. It looks like Chief Ga.
Who
She's
is
smiling.
it?
She drops the spear of Memnor on the ground and clatters to the ground. She takes another step forward and says, "Do you fear the fire?" Now wearing black-cladded armor, holding a great tower shield in front of her. Takes another step and says, "Oh, perhaps you prefer Harshnaag." Steps forward and turns to Harshnaag, the frost giant, the grim, and says, "No, you don't fear any of those. Perhaps you fear the storm giants." And as she steps forward, there's a loud cacophonous boom as thunder ripples through the chamber. And there stands the tallest of giants, is a storm giant female. She stands there with a trident in her hands and just chuckles and says, "You want to know my name? You don't fear giants. I can smell it on you. You don't fear them." And she conveniently to just sniff the air around her and says, "But I do smell fear. I smell fear of something else. I smell it on you, Wolverbane." And she points her trident towards you, Wolverbane, as you stand there valiantly with your great axe and says, "No, you don't fear giants." And she begins to kneel slowly. She puts her hands in front of her and her head down in front of you guys. And she slowly takes one hand and slams it again to the ground. Her hand swells.
Oh, crap.
Massive size. Blue scales shoot up her. She takes her other hand, slams to the ground. Blue scales shooting up that arm.
No.
And as she begins to swell, large blue wings shoot up from her back. And she rears her head backwards, and as it does, it stretches out to a long neck. Dragon face appears right in front
Oh
of
my
you.
god.
I would like to whisper to Wolverbane, at least it's not a green one, am I right?
Is this something that dragons can do, or is this another creature pretending?
And there you
Yeah.
see
What color is it?
a large blue dragon.
Ugh.
She laughs and says to you, "You want to know my name?" She stands up. "I am the Ancient of Anarok, the lightning that splits the skies. I am the doom of the desert. The sea of sand bows to me. I am the Queen of Stone. My minions of earth cower in my presence. I am Imorith, the Dragon of Statues." I want everyone to roll for initiative.
No.
This is so cool.
Can I know, like, is she like ancient or?
She is bigger than
So-
old Gnawbone.
She
She
Oh
is
my
ancient beyond
gosh.
ancients.
She is a dragon. She can change into different things. It's not like she's some kind of shapeshifter. Pretending
You
to be a
feel
dragon
like-
now pretending to be a dragon. Can I roll something?
Based on her, sure, make a perception check.
Is it
Was that
perception?
Imorith?
Some
Or Imarinth?
Let me spell it out for you.
kind of-
Queen of
You are-
statues?
I got
The Queen, the Dragon of Statues.
The Ancient of Adarok, the lightning that strikes the skies, the Queen of Stone, or statues.
The Queen of Stone, the Doom of the Desert, the Dragon of Statues. So cool.
Oh, guys, we didn't rest.
I know. Oh no.
The
So
Doom
really
of
cool.
Desert?
The
Does
Doom
it?
The
Doom of Sand?
Guys, give me 2 seconds. 1 sec.
Is that what you said?
2 seconds better be you having
1, 2.
higher initiative than me, killing you right away.
I've got a 10.
That doesn't
Oh, right. I have to click myself to put 10.
Well, good thing
Blech.
the dragon.
I'll do it for you, Courtney.
Oh,
Thank
no wonder my spell didn't work that.
Yeah.
Ugh,
Alright.
should have known.
Imrith lets out a mighty roar that just echoes in the chamber, and as it does, it shakes, and little pebbles and ice come falling from the ceiling, hundreds of feet above you and shatter on the ground. At the top of the Torn Order, Wolverbane, you stand there just taken aback by the immense size of Imrith, the Queen of Stone.
We all agree that we can't fight this thing, right? We're gonna die.
Did we agree that?
Wolverbane, you're at the top of the Torn Order. What do you do?
Okay, first off, I rage.
All right.
And then I say, we're just gonna run, right? And I hold my action until someone else attacks the dragon first.
Imrith says, I told you can leave, but leave me, Harshnaag, for I cannot speak to them on Allfather, for I am not a giant, so I need his blood. At which point, Harshnaag goes into a berserking rage. You see him swell and says, Vile creature! What's the word? You defile the land and this temple with your presence! And turns to the rest of you guys and says, Run! Run and fight for another day! You know what you must do! And he charges Imrith. He runs towards her, swinging his axe wildly. Smashing the axe into her back as it cleaves off a bunch of scales. He then tries to grapple her. At which point he grabs on top of her, around her neck. She throws her neck back and forth, and he goes flying backward, catching himself on his feet, but doesn't manage to quite grapple her.
Oh my gosh!
You guys some time. Rogadar, you watched.
Can't just leave him here die.
There's no way. We can't fight this.
We can't win this battle.
Fuck.
I'm gonna start moving back.
Alright.
That's 10, 20, 30. And I'm gonna fire a magic missile at the dragon.
We can stay alive with
Alright.
cowards.
Rogadar, as you move back, you fire magic missiles.
It's not much, but it's 10 points of damage.
They fly into Imrith and they shatter into her scales. And she lets out a laugh.
Yeah.
Cortion.
I'm going to. We gotta. Rogadar, where did you go? Hang on, sorry.
I'm right beside you now.
Okay, you're beside me. I whisper or I talk to you, and I ask, Are we getting out of here?
I think we're getting out of here. I will respect Harshnaag's last wish and run.
Alright.
I completely agree. I'm going to. So the body of the dead giant's next to me. I'm gonna take a split second to actually write his name down in my journal and say his final wishes.
Okay. You kneel down, quickly scrawl. You're kind of used to this. You've done it before in the heat of battle. So you're proficiently write down Egeron, this cloud giant, and you write down his final wishes in your Tome of the Dead.
After that, I'm going to. Was that an action that I used? You tell me.
Bonus action.
Bonus action. I'm gonna just cast something, and then we're out of here, man. We're hustling. Okay, I'm gonna do. Sorry, I always gotta think about this. Okay, and I'm just gonna do aid, casting aid, and on 3 people. So I'm gonna put it on. Wolverbane, Lucius, and Zaya, figuring that Rogadar's got some strength to him.
Yeah, I'm pretty good right now.
One of you has Lucius as character sheet, right?
What?
Who can take care of Lucius's?
Is he just gonna be doing Hex plus whatever his spell is over and over again?
No, we're running.
Yeah, but as he runs, I assume he'd at least do something to help Harshnaag.
Wait, so Cortion, you blessed?
Aid. So just each of you get a maximum and current hit points increased by 5.
Is that stacked with the last time?
Yes,
Rogodar, I gave you control of Lucius.
it lasts for 8 hours.
Yeah, because before you gave me an extra 10 hit points.
I don't have control
Yep.
of him.
Yeah, and this time I'm using it at level 2, and I give you an extra 10, an extra 5.
Should be in your journal, Lucius, no? I'll fix it.
Oh, like he gave me his character sheet? Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, I see it.
Okay. Zaya.
Oh,
So-
sorry, and I'm also gonna walk and run or whatever.
You gave me just his bio.
Ah, jeez, Lucas. Okay, let me fix that.
If I wanted to read all about Lucius, I can, but I don't want to.
All his secrets.
Alright, Rogi. There you go.
How is it gonna work?
Oh, yeah. Zaya, you're up.
Okay, I want to ask you a question.
Sure.
If I polymorph Harshnaag, is it gonna... is his berserking rage gonna work still?
Oh, don't polymorph him whenever
You get the
do.
sense that
Yeah, that's a bad
Harshnaag is
idea.
powerful. He's a quite efficient combatant, and polymorphing into a creature is probably gonna downsize his abilities.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's
Alright.
huge. He's a massive creature, individual.
Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do then. I say, guys, I love you. I'll see you on the other side. And I polymorph the shit out of there into the entrance.
You polymorph.
I
Dimension
polymorph
door?
all the way out.
What do you mean?
Dimension door.
Dimension door?
Yeah,
Okay. What's the range on dimension door?
it's like 500 feet or something.
Wow. Okay. So you're thinking of what? The entrance? Yeah.
Yeah, like outside.
Very-
the-
okay. All right. Cool.
Dimension door more than yourself?
Yes, if you were a freaking small elf,
So you see it.
halfling.
Zaya gives her
Polymorph
final words.
first.
Vile.
Oh, well, yeah, no. Sorry.
She says her
Too
final
much.
words to you, casts a dimension door, and you see a portal open up, and on the other side you can make out the entranceway of the temple itself, and a raging blizzard is happening outside. As Zaya ducks out and tumbles into the snow, Zaya, you find yourself outside in frigid colds.
And I'm
It's-
gonna grab onto whatever so I don't fly or
Yeah.
fall.
You grab to the part of the pillar, one of the 5 pillars outside. It's windy, it's cold, the sun has been started to set, so it's getting dark, and you hope and pray for your companions will make it out.
Yep.
All right. Imarith laughs at the frivolities of your actions and swipes her tail at Harshnaag, smashing into him, and Harshnaag goes flying back and smashes against the statue of Amon. He falls to the ground, picks himself up, grabs his axe, and says, "Get out! Get out! Your fate lies also. I'll hold her back." At which point, Imarith flies upwards with 2 giant beats of her wings and lands right in front of you guys with a crash.
No.
She smiles and says, "Too bad you can't do what Zaya does." And she lets out a giant roar. Now she could destroy you, but toys with you and watch and
thank you.
enjoys in your suffering. Wolverbane.
Okay, I am going to dash 80 feet
All right.
in the opposite direction.
All right.
Here. I used my action surge last time. Don't have it. Okay, so that's all I can do.
All right.
It's gonna take like 20 turns to get out of this.
Yeah. All right. At which point it's Harshnaag's turn. Harshnaag, seeing as Imarith is toying with you guys, that your fate of getting out of here alive is not very optimistic. That no matter where you go, she can just follow you in this large chamber. Your tiny little small folk feet cut it. Harshnaag stands up and says to Cortion, or shouts to Cortion, Cortion, you are a man of God. Do me a favor. And he says, as he grabs his great axe, he says to you, Cortion, tell Amon the Allfather that I am sorry. He takes his great axe and just drives it into the statue of Amon. And as he does, it chips into the statue a bit, and then he just drives it further in. As he does, you hear the crack happen around the axe itself, and then it just shoots up. And you watch as this crack snakes up the body of Amon, up to the cloaked face and the figure, and peeks off the cowl that it wears. A piece of rock falls off the tip, and it falls almost like it's slow motion. You watch as this stone descends to the ground. As this chunk lands on the ground, it shatters like ice. This act of desecration suddenly causes the whole mountain to shake. Cracks start to form in the ceiling, and icicles and rubble begin to fall to the ground above you. Large chunks, massive chunks from the ceiling just are landing all above the chamber, precariously close to you. He says, flee! Flee! And remember me. And he charges towards Imarith.
Oh, my boy.
Alright, so the ceiling's begins falling down around you guys. I'm presuming you guys are just gonna run out. Rogadar, you're up next.
Yeah, Rogadar's gonna just start bolting. How high up is Imarith right now?
She's landed in front of you guys.
Oh, she's landed.
Yeah, she flew over you guys and plopped down in front of you.
Okay. I'm following Wolverine's route then.
Alright. And Zaya, you're outside praying.
Yeah, I'm praying, waiting.
Okay, that's my full movement.
Oh gosh, we're gonna.
With dashing.
Oh!
Yeah, Lucius is not in this turn order. He'll say his for this sake. He dashes as well. Alright. And Cortion, anything you're going to do? Wolverine, I guess just gonna leave?
Yeah, I'm gonna get my ass running.
Sorry?
I'm gonna run.
Okay.
Yeah.
No final words or actions?
I'm gonna. I'm watching the fight between Imarith and as I'm running and I'm passing by, and I take his words to heart, and I let him know that Amon was always proud of you. As I run past.
You see Harshnaag just jump on top of Imarith, and he just grabs her by the head and just begins to try to strangle her. He pulls her, using his weight, he pulls her down, and just gets on top of one of her wings and starts just hacking away with his axe. Imarith's tail swings around and knocks Harshnaag about, and she takes her claw and smashes into Harshnaag, and you watch as the two of them battle. All right. So, for the sake of this chamber, how far are you guys from the door? You guys can move about how many feet per round on dashing round?
80 for me.
60 for the rest of us.
So about 3 turns to get to the door. All right. You guys leg it. You guys start running as the chamber chunks, large chunks, fall from above, and you can see the mountain itself is becoming exposed in the dome-like structure, come crushing down around you. I need everyone in this room to make dexterity saving throws.
I get advantage on dex.
Don't you do?
I do have danger sense.
Okay, awesome.
Gives me an edge when I dodge away from danger.
Great.
Okay, here's Lucius. Hold up, let me look up something first.
Yeah.
Oh, I got an natural 20.
We'll say that for the sake of the purposes, you guys are kind of running together. You guys, you wait for each other, and you regroup, and you see the door chambers are opened, and you make a run for it.
That's Lucius. He got a 19.
Okay.
Rogadar got a 19 as well. Haha! Would you look at that?
All right. Everyone except Wolverine. A giant chunk of rubble comes crashing down. Wolverine, you see it, you spot it, and you shout for everyone to dodge out of the way, and you kind of push everyone out of the way. Saying that since you got a natural 20, we'll say that you managed to just grab all your companions and thrust them out of the way, as they would have failed their saving throw. But we'll say they take only half damage as you thrust them out of the way and push them to the grounds, and this giant piece of rock crashes.
Wait, a 19 failed?
You each, the three of you, Rogadar, Cortion, Lucius, take 8 points of bludgeoning damage.
We failed on a 19? I can't do any better than that.
The room is
You roll-
crashing.
Oh yeah, you get +0.
Yeah.
All right, you guys, you help each other. Lucius helps pick up Cortion off the ground, and Wolverine grab Rogadar, and you guys continue to leg it to the door. You're almost at the door, and another giant chunk comes falling down. This time, the wall itself teeters off and shatters, and you guys make another dexterity saving throw.
You know what? Lucius is gonna just cast Misty Step to get through the door.
Perfect.
I'm gonna save him that. He used up a spell slot, sorry, but you know.
What's the distance on Misty Step?
30 feet. So, from where he was right there when we were being hit, he would have made it out.
Okay. He dodges and disappears through the door.
Rogadar's fine, he'll take some damage and be
Alright.
pinned or whatever.
And Cortion? Cortion, are you there?
Sorry, I muted myself instead of unmute. I'm going to. Can I cast anything right now? Just bless.
Yeah, no, you guys are on turn order. You can cast other things if you wish.
I'm
Ooh,
gonna
can
do.
I cast Shatter on the falling stone?
Sure.
And just see what happens, because it does damage to objects.
Yeah, it does.
Let me pull up the damage for that.
You see this? Yeah, the wall comes crashing towards you guys. You attempt to shatter it, to break it into smaller pieces to help you.
38. 15 points of damage to it.
Yeah, you see this loud explosion happen against the breaks into pieces, causing small little chunks to blast outwards, destroying the majority structure of this wall that's coming crashing on top of you guys, making it easier to dodge.
Cool.
Cool. I still rolled a 7.
Yeah, Cortion.
I'm gonna bless, and I'm gonna bless everybody but Lucius, who I know does not love being blessed.
Right. And he also does.
So you'll get a D4 to. Oh, sorry, that's not the one I wanted. I wanted aid. Is it aid?
The D4
Nope,
is
it's not
plus-
aid.
it's
Sorry,
plus-
there's a good one for this, and I always forget what it is. 2 seconds. Crap. It's probably guidance.
Guidance, that's the one, yes.
Yep.
D4.
And I can only do it on one person, so I'm gonna do it on Rogadar as being our champion here.
Okay. Rogadar, can you add your D4 if you want?
Sure. 11.
Oh. 11. Okay, perfect. And Cortion, you need to make your dex saving throw as well.
Boo.
Alright. As Rogadar shatters the Wolverbane and Rogadar, you manage to step and stand in between the chunks that are now blasted because of Rogadar's quick thinking. Cortion, you'd still take the brunt of an attack, doing 25 points of damage, bludgeoning damage.
Bullets.
Yeah.
Boy, oh boy.
Alright.
Is Cortion still up?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Alright, you guys make it to the door where Lucius is. You look down, you can see the exit. In here as well, the pillars that keep the ceiling afloat are beginning to fall down and crash around you. You hear behind you a large, mighty roar of the dragon as the battle continues to wage, but massive chunks of rock, gargantuan-sized chunks, begin to fall into the chamber behind you, crashing into the deities, and essentially just cutting off a pathway back. You guys head towards the exits, and I need you to make one more final dexterity saving throw. About halfway there.
Oh boy.
Lucius got a 7. Sorry, Lucius.
Oh, jeez.
He has one more Misty Step, though, if that would help him. I don't know.
Yeah, it would help him dodge out this one.
Okay, yeah, he'll use his last Misty
Right.
Step then to dodge. Hey, we're gonna go natural 20.
Nice! Alright. This time it's a pillar that comes crashing down. You see it come down from your top right off the ledge, and it crashes down to the... Again, Rogadar, similar to Wolverbane, you see this one coming, and you push your companions out of the way as you dodge out of the way, but they take damage, but only half damage as you save their lives.
Thank you.
Doing 9 points of bludgeoning damage to Wolverine and Cortion.
Thank you.
And with that, you guys managed to run outside. Where is little Zaya?
I don't think I've ever had HP this
What are you at right now, out of curiosity?
low. Well, I'm at 24, but I have 15 extra hit points, so I'm technically at 9.
Wow.
All right, you guys run outside, where Zaya is hanging onto onto part of the pillar. Zaya, you see your companions running out as giant chunks of rubble fall behind them and closing up the cavern itself.
Oh,
just in time.
hey. Hi. I'm cool.
It's a blizzard out here. It's cold. It's hard to see. It's almost like another avalanche is happening.
Guys, I've had time to think about this, and I don't know how we're leaving this place without Harshnaag.
I think we can do it. I'm more worried about if this dragon wants to retaliate against us right now,
Okay.
and if she's gonna come searching.
Do you want to walk and talk?
I want to hide.
You guys, you look up and it's the whole mountain is shaking.
Oh my
You
god.
recall
we
that
need
this
to
mountain,
leave.
this whole mountain is situated almost like surrounded by a chasm, as you recall, and you made your way through a causeway, a bridge, stone bridge that connects one side to another. It's
Okay.
almost the whole mountain sinking into the chasm itself.
Let's walk and run. Let's do that.
Talk and run?
As you're
Talk and
talking,
run.
running, you look up and a large boulder, a chunk of the tip of the mountain, comes crashing down the side of the mountain. It bounces off and just crashes into the stone bridge, just shattering it to bits, leaving a 200-foot gap between your side and the next.
Oh,
You find
great.
yourself standing there on the middle of the causeway
I mean,
on a sinking
it's kind of
mountain.
fine because we can just feather fall down there.
Okay,
The
but
whole
we
thing's
gotta get up
sinking.
again.
The whole thing's sinking down there. Keep running, run and talk.
Yeah.
So I don't know what's happening. Are we like
So like
before the
our
bridge
way
and the
off is
bridge
gone,
fell?
right?
Sorry, my Roll20 screwed up. Let me just reset. But essentially, yeah, their only way onto this mountain was through this bridge, and that has just been destroyed,
Yeah,
completely
so
obliterated.
we can.
Yeah, my window closed. One sec. Coming back.
Me too. All right, let me get back in here real quick. As you stand at the edge of the cliff, in this middle of this blizzard, your only way off this mountain that is sinking into the stone just falling around you precariously close. You look outwards. You see a strange shape approaching your position.
Is it a tower with a hat on it?
Is it the Eagles that I called a couple days ago?
Oh, maybe it's Zephyros.
A tower with a hat on it. Please let it be
Yeah.
a tower with a hat.
You see a strange shape. It sways and it lurches as it gets battered by the wind, snow, and ice.
Is it our friend, the golden dragon? He
He
always comes.
A rock falls off.
I think it's an eagle. It must have worked when I called.
A rock falls off the mountain and strikes Zai on the head, doing 6 points of bludgeoning damage.
Oh my gosh, I pass out.
What?
Seriously?
No,
I
I'm
pick
just
her up.
kidding.
Oh.
I'm joking. I just wanted the DM to feel bad for making something like this.
Another rock falls precariously close to Zaya. Watch this strange shape approach. Continually, although being battered by the wind, snow, and ice, it continues to make a rapid approach to where you are. It appears to be. Wait for it.
Hold up, over the earpiece. Zephyros, did you keep one of these in the end?
Did you get my message? I hope you did. I know he's so cool.
I start calling out an eagle.
As it approaches, it appears
Trying
to
to figure
be.
out what's going on.
Okay, I do a perception check.
Kotian, we have really weird friends, by the way.
As it approaches, it appears to be a ship with large sleigh runners attached to the belly of the hull.
Wait, is this Santa Claus?
It is being held aloft by a red giant balloon. And an occasional spurt of fire shoots upward the deck of the ship and into the balloon itself. As it gets closer, you can see a large harp-like gun is mounted to the bow, the front of the ship. Figures in black cloaks are moving about the deck, shouting and pointing at you. The flying ship swings around and tries to position itself over you, but the shaking mountain and its rocking, falling debris makes it too risky and precarious. So it moves back over the dark chasm where the mountain is tumbling into.
Okay, I want to do perception check to know what this thing is.
It appears to be an airship.
Okay.
As it swings around, you see, as it backs away from the mountain, as it tries to get close to you, it hovers now over the dark chasm. You can see that on the back of it, as it moves away, there's a large propeller fixed to the lower back of the ship that spins furiously, trying to push the ship against the wind. You see a smaller crossbow-like ballista has been mounted at the rear of the deck. The ship spins slowly and positions itself so that it is facing you. You hear a loud "Phoom!"
Oh my gosh, I hide behind a pillar!
As the main harpoon gun fires a harpoon. It soars through the sky and sticks in the rocks in front of you. It's attached behind it to a rope that goes all the way back to the gun. As it strikes the surface in front of you, it sticks. Rope becomes tight as someone on deck tightens the rope. You can see black cloaked figures are shouting and ushering you from the deck to climb aboard.
Yeah, I run for it.
I follow.
I do the same.
You, wasting no time, you all grab onto the rope and begin shimming your way precariously over the darkness below. It is dark, and you can see just the mountain just falling into it. As you approach, you can hear the flames of the airship billowing into the red balloon. Shall I be evil and make you roll dexterity checks over this 100?
Come on, strength checks, of course.
Oh, strength checks, yes. Strength checks. Oh, yeah. 500 feet above.
What, athletic?
Thousands of feet above the grounds.
Are we doing this? Okay, let's do this.
Athletics or strength?
Make an athletics check as you guys climb your. Try to shimmy your way up.
Oh, come on.
I don't know what's up with my rolls. I feel like
I reroll!
Okay, so here's Lucius.
19!
Lucius got a 13/natural 20 if you want to
You
give
know
him
what sucks?
advantage.
Is that
I would get an
Cortion's
extra 20
just gonna-
if you start handing out advantage.
Rogodar got a 14 and a natural 20.
Or my adrenaline kicking in my rage, and I just get advantage. Look at that.
All right. Let me just see who's got what here. Zaya 19. Everyone else.
don't look too hard.
Yeah, you guys. It's nice. It's a nice thick rope. It's taut, and the ship has managed to keep itself steady, so it's not swaying too much. You all begin to shimmy up the rope slowly. Zaya taking the lead and managing to not fall this time. Lucius and Rogodar, you have no problem getting up.
Oh, phew.
Wolverbane, you're strong and beefy. As you start to climb up, Cortion slips and just naturally grabs for you, and it causes you to slip as well. And the two of you tumble.
We're not over a chasm yet, though, right? We're still...
Yeah, back onto the causeway. I'll say that you take.
How far up they are? How far up were we before you said that?
As you guys are climbing up.
soft snow, right? We landed in soft snow.
No, but before you tell how much damage, can you tell me how far up we were
20
already?
feet.
How is that a deadly fall in theory? 20 feet? I don't know in feet.
I don't know. That's pretty meta. It's a high fall.
It's a
Yeah,
high fall?
20 feet, that's
I
2
fall for someone
stories.
you're short.
You fall. You guys plummet back to the
I don't know where to
crash.
go.
Crashing onto the ground, doing 12 points of bludgeoning damage.
Oh.
2 natural 6.
I am going to rage in frustration.
Alright, you guys make another attempt. Climb back up.
Try it again.
Yeah. I'm gonna do. I'm guidancing myself. I'm asking my god. I'm asking Amon, and in exchange for Harshnaag,
Well, that's better.
I want a blessing.
All
Some
right.
guidance.
All right. Sounds good.
Athletics. Oh come on,
Oh no.
dude! What is going on? None of my rolls have been
You got a
good.
D-
Is
D4 there,
anything
right?
I can do to try and steady him as we go, or watch
You can-
him to catch?
I would say you can.
9.
Wolverine, you this time you managed to get on no problem. You watch as Cortion is continuing to struggle. He slips again. His exhausted body from the journey to this mountain has caused him to just not be able to pull his weights.
Can I,
We just got this cleric.
if I notice him falling, can I reach out and try and catch him?
Sure, make a perception check.
Oh no, I screwed up the whole thing. Natural 20.
You reach down as Cortion just falls again. You grab him by his arm, and you pull him back up. And this time you pull him up in such a way that he's in front of you. And the whole way back up, as you follow your companions upwards, you have an eye on Cortion. And whenever he begins to falter, you hold him up with just brute strength and just are able to assist him. Just by the bridges, you're like, keep going! And Zaya, Rogadar, Lucius, followed by Wolverine and Cortion, you guys managed to climb aboard this deck of this flying ship. That could have been bad.
Kellenbor works in mysterious ways.
Who's on this ship now? I want to see.
As you climb onto the deck, you hear some of these a cloaked figure in a black mask and black cloaks and armor, carrying a scimitar, kind of pulls each one of you as you get up, pulls each one of you overboard, and you kind of fall to the grounds, to the deck, and you hear a female voice from above as she's controlling the ship. She says, "Trait, pull him aboard! Bravstick, make sure the fire elemental's not getting away! Lads, control that damn air elemental!" And she begins to weave her way through and try to keep the ship steady. "Nizroth, cut the rope! We're getting out of here!" And one of the companions that's mounting the harpoon gun just cuts the rope that's attached the ship to the harpoon that it was shot, and which spirals off into the cold winds. And you watch as whoever's commanding the ship spins the wheel to the left, and the ship banks and takes off into the frigid abyss. As it's flying, the ship's trying to break above the cloud line, above the storm, and everyone's kind of just doing their parts. They're not really paying attention to you.
Do I notice any designs on their clothing that would let me know they're
we recognize these.
Morbid, you recognize this. You've seen this.
Yeah. Remind me.
I'm not reminding you anything.
This is not the same thing that attacked Zephyr's ship, is it?
Not quite. No, that was a little different. Morbid, you can make
I remember these.
You can make an intelligence check, see if you remember.
Intelligence, me. Okay,
Yeah,
Lucky.
well, there you go, exactly. If you don't remember, it's natural. You've seen them before. Maybe it was a toy shop.
I saw them in the toy shop.
Yeah, it's like little figurines.
Oh gosh.
The rest of us don't know who these are, right?
You can make an intelligence check of some sort. Let's see here. Make a history check.
19.
All right. Yep. Zaya, you're not really familiar with them. You know they do look a little ominous. You haven't really dealt with this sort of. Rogdar, you recognize these to be members of the Cult of the Dragon.
So they're
Wait.
Dragon cultists.
Which cult of the dragon?
You're not really sure. You know that they kind of just wear all the same garb. What cult they align themselves with, or what dragon they align themselves with, you're not really sure at this point. Anyways.
Please don't be the blue dragon. Please don't be the blue dragon.
Wolverine, you do recognize. These are the similar garb of the members that were trying to appease Venom Fang in Thunder Tree when they were trying to win them over. All right. After some time, the ship managed to breach through the storm, and you find yourselves in the cold, frigid air, up in the clouds, or far away from the Death Mountain that is the Shrine of Mon.
I need a bed. I need some rest.
I walk towards my companions and I whisper to each of them, "Don't say my name. Whatever you do, don't mention my name."
Okay. I want to turn to Cortion and say, so you left that plate behind, huh?
Oh, we did. Oh. Yeah, we did.
That's all I can think of right now.
That's what I thought you were gonna do, Corey. Real down.
No, I had other things to think about.
What
Had a
did you
job
do?
to do.
Well, in all honesty, it takes, like they say in the player's handbook,
It's
it
a
takes
long
like
time.
20 to 30 minutes to get plate armor off and on.
Oh,
Yeah.
No, but we should have done it before we got out of the portal.
whose
Which
plate
we
armor?
But we were worried about the portal closing.
Yeah, you guys were. I definitely was not.
Whose plate armor?
You're gonna have that chess piece, but all sitting in that portal room by yourself,
You know what?
freezing to
We'll
death.
go back and retrieve it at some point.
I don't know. That thing collapsed.
I think these
I
stories
mean-
just keep going and don't let you backtrack.
You're very more than welcome to go back if you.
Okay.
With an excavation
So-
crew.
Okay, and now I'm gonna
That's-
whisper super low and try to like not get anyone to know, but I'll say, "Well, how do we call you?" To Wolverine.
Give me a name.
Arthur. Luke.
Arthur.
Luke.
Arthur Luke. My name
I
is
like Arthur more.
Sir
As the-
Arthur.
Sir Arthur
Judas.
Luke. My name is Arthur Luke.
Very regal.
Okay, that's good. We got a name for you.
All right. As you kind of look over the edge of the ship now that you passed through the storm, you can see you're high above the spine of the world, the cold, frigid top mountains below. You can see Mirabar in the distance. You can see the great forest. You can see the long road that you journeyed up. It's a very nice view.
I love these boats and everything.
So I'm starting to feel a little weird that no one has spoken to us yet. So is anyone like looking at us? Is anyone like?
Yeah. So as you finally get to through the storm and the threat behind, the one that's driving the ship steps forward, and she says, "Lads, round up the men." And the one that's mounted the ballista in the back kind of claps his hands and runs below deck. In a few moments, they all kind of gather on deck.
Great. Now we're surrounded.
Let me just move everyone over here. Boop.
Oh my gosh.
We'll see here. And you all stand at the ship. Up at the top of the ship where it goes upward. I don't know what it's really called, the back of the ship. But the commanding, the one in the captain's garb almost, she's wearing fancier clothing. She's obviously in charge here. She says to you guys, what does she say? Where is it? Here we are. No, that's not it
She
either.
asked us if we would like a hot drink, and
She
we say
says-
yes.
She says, "We have come to you on behalf of Klauth, the great dragon of the north. Klauth offers you this vessel and our services as a gift, so that you may cross his vast domain while avoiding the many perils of the land below. War against the giants is inevitable, but the great dragon commands you forge ahead and face. The ordering of the giants is broken, and they are not united. Slay their leaders, and may you yet prevail. And if you succeed in quelling the giant threat, Klauth bids you welcome to his hidden veil, so that he may reward you for your bravery." And all of them kind of like do this salute sort of thing, just pound their chests a few times. She steps down towards you guys. We mark her with the thing that indicates that she's the leader. Big
We've
dot.
heard Cloth before, haven't we?
Yes, we have, but I don't have him in my list of important people.
See that red dragon?
No.
Can I do a history check to try to remember who
Sure.
Cloth is?
You can make a history check.
Wait, maybe he's the big red dude. Is he the big red dude? Yeah, Cloth, ancient red dragon, oldest dragon we have heard
I
about.
know nothing about Cloth.
Yes. I can't really remember. Well, you do recall, some words that old Gnawbone had said. Rogadar, you're correct. Klauth is the largest and the most fearsome red dragons ever known to the lands of Fae. He is huge. And he's covered in old, wicked-looking scars. Klauth
Cool.
is also known as Old Snarl.
That's a very appealing name.
Yeah. It's those the people who call him Old Snarl are the ones that get killed. The commander of the ship, you guys, says, Now, who is the leader amongst you? For I am ordered to resign my position of captain of the ship and give it to you. And she stands kind of straight up, ready to go.
Zaya moves forward.
Well,
I
we aren't
find it
really.
ambitious.
We don't really have a leader per se.
It's a democracy.
But Zaya moves
Yeah,
forward.
we run a pretty good democracy here. We debate everything.
But it's okay, you can call me the leader. And I put Wolverine's finger down.
How about this? How about you direct the ship and we tell you where to put it?
Are you talking to me or Lucius?
I'm talking to the person who was
Leader.
manning the ship before.
Yes, I agree. We are your leader, but you can
Yes.
hold the wheel.
That is the plan.
Oh,
If you
perfect.
all wish to be the commanding officers of the ship, very well.
Ah, I like it.
She stands with
Where's the
attention and
food?
She kind of gives you a salute and says, "My name is Delphine, and these are my crew."
Dalsafine?
Delphine. Come, let me give you a tour of your ship.
We got a ship, guys. This is awesome.
And she points to the rest of the crew and says, "Back to work!" And they all scatter and back to their positions. Delphine points to the harpoon gun in the front, and you see that again the large harpoon is there. Yeah, and it looks like this large metal spring-loaded harpoon gun, fashioned with burnished bronze and iron fittings, and it's bolted there and appears to have a field arc 90 degrees right up and down. And it comes with, there's a large coil of rope that's in it that can be attached to the harpoons, and alongside of it you see a collection of 20 harpoons just lined up. These massive chunks of metal with these gnarly looking barbed ends. They're all lined up and kind of rigged into the machine so that you can fire them out if required.
While we're walking, discovering the ship with her, I want to ask her a question.
She stands to attention as she's at your bidding. She's like, "Yes, what can I do for you?"
So, I mean, we're obviously friends of Klauth, and we've obviously helped him. But what exactly convinced him to offer us this wonderful present?
The great Klauth, Red Dragon of the North, has watched your deeds and heard of your accomplishments. He sees that you are defeating and killing off his enemies, and thus wishes to help you and aid you in this endeavor. Long live the Klauth.
I love the way he talks.
And she proceeds to the center where there's a large furnace-like structure, about 10 feet tall in the center of the deck. And she says, "In here we have a fire elemental magic side." And she kind of shows you how it works. There's a hatch, the fire elemental that shoots up air into the balloon above you.
Does he have a name?
He does not. This elemental is yours to name as you wish. Essentially, so this elemental obviously powers the balloon, and on the side where this individual stands, she points over. She says, "This is Orcus. He is in command of the elemental, and you see there's kind of these levers and persuade the fire elemental to activate and give lift to the ship." She goes through the ship and shows you that the back of the ship there's a large crossbow-like ballista that uses large bolts, smaller than the harpoon gun, of course, but can fire rapidly from the back. She takes you down below deck. I'm sorry. She shows you the wheel at the front and how it works. Obviously, naturally, there's some levers that she says that control an air elemental down below deck, which is used to propel the propeller that's situated at the bottom of the boat. And you can use these levers to spin the propeller to kind of change its direction along with the wheel, and basically shows you how to drive it. And she goes down below deck to show you that where there you'll find food on the ship. You'll find different rooms. These rooms contain basically quarters that can be locked from the inside. Each cabin contains 2 hammocks, one above another. There's a writing desk and a chair in each one, a foot locker and a porthole. and each one has on the desk a lamp, a dragon chess set, and some deck of cards. So they're well stocked little rooms. In the front of the ship, you see there's a storeroom with that's packed to the ceiling with rations, and barrels of fresh water, and ale and elven wine. There's food enough to feed probably all of you for about 100 days or so, and it's a well stocked location.
Damn.
And she takes you back to the front top of the deck and says, "And that is your ship. There's a crow's nest." I'm sorry. She suddenly shuts up.
Oh no! I'm not talking, but I would like to do an insight check just to make sure that she's not
Sure.
fooling with us.
Yeah. She says, "There is a crow's nest above the balloon. You can access it by climbing the rope that attaches the. You can see there's a rope kind of mesh that wraps around the balloon itself to hold it from flying away. Just the only way to the crow's nest is by climbing to the top of this balloon via these ropes. It can be dangerous, so please be careful." You get the sense that they are 100% yours to do with. The ship is yours, and they are yours to command.
This day's really turned around.
Yeah,
Delta-
except for Harshnaag.
Delphine looks to you and says, "So, if you all are the captains of the ship, then collectively, just please decide what you will name the ship."
Frederick.
Do we want to look for relics or for strongholds?
She said name
Wait, did you say name the ship?
Yes.
Can we name it?
If
Can we
you
name
wish
it
to
after
name
Harshnaag?
Ooh, yeah.
Let's name it
Let's
like-
name it after Harshnaag.
Harshnag? Harshnag the Grim or just Harshnag?
Oh, definitely the
Harshnaag.
Grim. That sounds awesome.
Yeah.
All right. So you tell her Harshnag the Grim.
So then
She's
we
like,
can
"Vic."
say if we're in a desperate situation, run back to the Grim.
Oh my god, that's cool actually.
All right. You
Very cool.
say Harshnag the Grim, and Delphine stands up, salutes.
That's hilarious. We're naming a dragon cult controlled boat after a giant.
She says,
Maybe that's the first step to solving this earning problem.
Yeah.
She says, "For the glory of the Great Clouth, this boat shall be named Harshnag the Grim. Welcome aboard." And with that, we're going to end for the night.
Damn!
That was intense.
I was not expecting a ship
I
tonight.
hope you all took notes because I'm not repeating any of it.
Oh, I've
I
got
think we
a
need to
bunch
take
of
a
notes
short
on our questions. That's about it.
We need to tell Lucius when he watches it to take plenty of notes.
And then when we take our short rest, we can discuss what has been said.
Once these temporary hit points wear off, I have 3 HP.
Okay, Wolverbane, we'll take a short rest and a long rest. Don't.
I need to sleep. We're gonna take a long rest.
You're lucky that two of you guys rolled natural 20s escaping the rocks.
Do you know what the funny part is?
I would have just killed you. Like, I would have just killed you. Oh, what's funny, Roganar?
I still have 81 hit points and 12 temporary hit points.
Oh my goodness.
I was at 2.
You were at 2?
Yeah, I was at 2.
What?
If Wolverbane and Corton went down, Roganar would have no choice behind. Maybe take one of you with him.
Oh yeah.
Who would you have
No,
taken, Roganar?
Roganar would try and take both and probably die in the process.
Oh, okay. Well, Zaya and Lucius, you're on your own. Good. Well, thank you very much for
Naya
joining
would
us,
not have
guys.
seen anything.
Thanks for joining us tonight's technical difficulties as usual. Next, I think we're playing next week.
I don't know.
I don't think so.
Oh no, Lucius will still be gone.
Yeah, Lucius is busy all next week.
You know what? We can go on without him. We had a great session without him today. No, it's just kidding. So
We can get his input on where to go next, and
I'm sure
we can decide.
Lucius would not be happy with what we've done tonight, but it's okay.
I think it would be.
I think he'd be quite satisfied. Well,
I mean,
whether
we
or not
actually progressed this time.
yeah.
It's true.
So whether or not we play next week, thanks for joining us again, and follow us on Twitter. You can always watch these episodes on YouTube, and we will see you next time on the Gilded Dice. That's time for you
Peace.
to cut us off.
There, stop.
All right.